John Doerr, Measure What Matters, How Google, Bono, and the Gates Foundation Rock the World with OKRs. In Measure What Matters, How Google, Bono, and the Gates Foundation Rock the World with OKRs, author John Doerr demonstrates how effective execution is predicated on knowing your objectives and key results, OKRs. Through engaging stories of companies like Intel, Google, and Remind, this book's summary guides readers on the transformative journey of honing focus on a handful of organizational goals, aligning various departments, and understanding the accountability of tracking and evaluating progress. These essential aspects of OKRs synergize to help create higher levels of motivation, productivity, and overall success.
The Love Story of OKRs. John Doerr, the author, discovers OKRs while trying to win back his ex-girlfriend, Anne, who worked at Intel. Intel's visionary co-founder, Andy Grove, was behind the development of this system that prioritizes execution over knowledge. OKRs set measurable objectives, OS, and key results, KRs, that must be attained clearly and without argument. The implementation of OKRs was pivotal to Intel's transformation into a global giant, growing by 40% annually during Grove's tenure as CEO. Doerr became committed to spreading this revolutionary management philosophy to other companies. Streamlining organizational goal setting. OKRs helps teams stay focused on limited goals by establishing clear direction and deadlines for departments to collaborate on. OKRs, or objectives and key results, are essential goal-setting tools that help companies prioritize their focus, and this summary explains the 3 critical characteristics that companies should incorporate to ensure a successful implementation of OKRs. Firstly, setting only a handful of organization-wide OKRs helps every employee remain focused on specific objectives. Secondly, between 3 to 5 KRs should support each objective to enable the company to know when an objective is completed. And lastly, a clear time frame is necessary to ensure departments meet collective deadlines, as OKRs are set every quarter. The author highlights a prime example of how Brett Kopf, CEO of Remind, employed OKRs in his small education startup, and with the implementation of OKRs, Remind transformed into a company with millions of users. By implementing OKRs, Remind ensured that all their goals were time-sensitive and focused. The team could prioritize their time and energy solely on projects that were related to the company's current goals, not just those that may have seemed good to work on but were not aligned with the objectives that quarter. OKRs are more than just a performance management tool. They are beneficial for team and individual development, breakout growth, and company transformation. It's necessary to use OKRs to stay focused on objectives and not get distracted, as the book reinforces the importance of sticking to targets related to OKRs, helping companies grow and succeed. Transparency, alignment, and autonomy in goal setting. Achieving organizational goals through the successful execution of individual objectives and key results, OKRs, requires transparency, alignment, and autonomy in the workplace. Transparently sharing goals increases motivation, while promoting a hybrid approach between top-down and bottom-up management fosters collaboration and innovation. Individual OKRs must align with the company's overarching vision, but daily work shouldn't be dictated only by management. The 20% time concept, as employed by Google, allows engineers to spend 1 day per week on projects they feel contribute to top-level OKRs. While alignment can be challenging to implement, holding quarterly meetings where department heads present their OKRs and identify potential support teams can improve coordination and streamline the process. Achieving goals with OKRs. Setting and achieving goals is an essential aspect of personal and organizational success. Writing down objectives and tracking progress multiplies the chances of achieving them. This also applies to organizational goal setting, which is why OKRs, objectives and key results, are gaining popularity among companies like Google and Intel. Monthly feedback meetings and occasional updates keep OKRs on track and adaptable to changing circumstances. OKR contributors can choose to continue, update, start, or stop objectives according to their progress and external conditions. To evaluate the achievement of key results, a 0 to 1.0 color-coded scale is used by Google to assess progress. 0.0 to 0.3, red, indicates no progress, 0.4 to 0.6, yellow, means progress has been made but key results are not yet achieved, and 0.7 to 1.0, green, signifies a successfully attained key result. An appropriate scoring system operates as a measure of success and encourages the adoption of OKRs in organizational strategy. Stretch goals and their importance. The idea of stretch goals was introduced by NASA in 1969, when they successfully sent the first man on the moon. A stretch goal is a high-risk challenge that stretches an organization to its limits. Research has shown that setting such goals can lead to higher motivation, productivity, and engagement. At Google, OKRs are divided into two categories: committed objectives and stretch objectives. The latter involves working towards bigger picture ideas and allows for the possibility of failure. For instance, the team behind Google's web browser, Chrome, set an initial goal of getting 20 million weekly users by the end of 2008, but they only reached this goal in early 2009. However, this failure didn't deter the team, and they kept setting higher stretch goals. By 2010, they finally managed to achieve their stretch goal of 111 million users. While stretch goals aren't suitable for all organizations, they offer a chance for a significant payoff for those who can afford the risk. Continuous performance management and CFRs. Most organizations conduct annual performance reviews that cost 7.5 management hours per employee, yet only 6% of HR leaders find it worthwhile. However, over 50 Fortune 500 companies have eradicated the traditional annual review for continuous performance management, and the conversational CFRs. CFRs promote real-time feedback, recognition, and improve workplace culture. Employees and leaders can discuss essential topics like the realization and relevance of objectives and motivation. Companies like Adobe have implemented similar systems to reduce voluntary attrition effectively. The implementation of CFRs and OKRs can breathe life into a workplace culture that nourishes a stretch-thinking approach to achieve common goals through transparent communication and accountability. The success of an organization is often attributed to the way it treats its employees as partners rather than subordinates.
To recap, Measure What Matters presents the power of objective and key result (OKR) implementation as an effective management approach. By concentrating on a limited number of goals, aligning departments and individuals, and regularly tracking progress, businesses can harness the full potential of OKRs to enhance motivation, creativity, and overall performance. Furthermore, the book introduces the role of continuous performance management and CFRs in streamlining employee evaluations and creating a more collaborative and transparent work environment. Ultimately, it is through mastering OKRs and fostering transparent communication that organizations can achieve harmonious growth, innovation, and successful direction.